Welcome back to Guide to Boxeo. We continue on the analysis of the last crescendo, one of the bigger boxing events in recent years. Let's get to it. The next bout is for the interim WBC Super Welterweight Championship between the title holder, Vergil Ortiz Jr. from Dallas, Texas, USA, 22 and 0 versus Israil the Dream Madrimov from Hiva, Uzbekistan, his record being 10 and 1. What do these two bring to the table? Well, with Ortiz, we've seen him have some wins against a Lithuanian, Egidijus Kavaliauskas, and then that barn burner of a match between Sergei Bohachuk. I do recommend watching that match, Ortiz versus Bohachuk. If you haven't seen it, you will not regret it. I know the public is still waiting for a rematch on that one. And that's the bout where Ortiz, I believe, won his championship. And then you have Israil the Dream Madrimov, who, despite his small record, can't be written off of any bout at this point in his career, with his only one loss being against Terence Crawford in a competitive bout last year. So if I had to make a prediction for this fight, Madrimov by unanimous decision. And the big reason why is the location of the fight. They're both excellent fighters. They both stylistically have the ability to overcome each other. Madrimov with his technical expertise and ring generalship, and then Ortiz with his expertise, but also his toughness, as we saw in the Bohachuk fight. And not surprisingly, being somebody of Mexican descent, Mexican American, they usually are pretty tough individuals. So there's definitely a lot of potential for either guy to win this fight. But I think the location plays a factor here, because one guy has substantially more experience fighting out of his zip code than the other, and that would be Madrimov. If you read about his amateur career and see his record, his pro record fighting United States, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, etc., this guy has a lot of experience fighting outside of his home country. And that's something you have to be aware of as an athlete. The time zones, the jet lag, the potential hostile environment. While this is not necessarily Uzbekistan, Saudi Arabia, I believe, is closer to Uzbekistan than United States would. So there may be a Uzbek contingency at this fight. And with Ortiz, though I'm not fully aware of his amateur career, his pro career has had him fight mainly in the Western Hemisphere, or pretty much all in the Western Hemisphere, with, I believe, one bout in Mexico and the rest in the United States. So that's the big question for Ortiz. How will he acclimate to fighting far away from home? And that's also something that will be asked of Canelo when he fights in May, that's why they believe he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So that's always that question. If a guy is so used to fighting at home, what happens when he steps outside? And if Ortiz can pull it off and he isn't affected, then that just raises his stock value, because as much as it requires minerals to just fight, it requires more to fight outside your backyard. And that will definitely be a massive win for him. But I think because of that factor, it favors Madrimov. And on top of his pedigree, his impressive pedigree, I think he'll be able to pull it off by unanimous decision. Both of them will benefit huge from this fight, because not only will it add a formidable opponent to their win record, it will also line up the supposedly inevitable fight between the winner of this bout versus the full WBC Super Welterweight champion, which is Sebastian Fundora. So let's take a look. I'm really excited for this fight personally. It is near even from what I can see, but I think because of the geographical location, there might be a slight edge to Madrimov. but we shall see. As we say in Spanish, vamos a ver. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and hope you enjoy.